Jordan Peele's provocative social commentary thriller Get Out is on home video now. Check out the affiliate link below for more information. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and oh my god, campus craziness has taken itself to a whole new level, one that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Now, over the course of the past couple of years, we have witnessed many campus protests regarding things that professors have said, usually when it is the opposite of the mob of students and their lists of demands, right? We've seen this in Harvard, we've seen this in Missouri, we've seen this in countless other schools, and usually it's on like the East Coast, right? It's on the East Coast, and while they might be like more liberal colleges than not, it's never like an ultra liberal college, which is why this story is really indicative of where things currently stand in terms of social activism, social justice, and the crazies that follow. And I'm referring to Evergreen State University here in Olympia, Washington. This is not too far away from where I'm living, and as I've been learning, just kind of spending time in the area, wow, they are crazy. They're effectively known as the Greeners. This is where you're going to find local Antifa members coming from the college. On the May Day protests here in town just a few weeks ago, the people who were arrested were in fact Evergreen State University students. So you can kind of see what is brewing in the underbelly of resentment from Evergreen State University. It's a college I've actually been kind of looking into going to just to take a couple classes if they have anything there that I am, that might be up my alley to better my production. I don't think so after this. So what you have is a teacher by the name of Bret Weinstein, who decided to speak out against what is known as the Day of Absence. Now, the Day of Absence on Evergreen State University campus is a tradition. It's a tradition, so it's common, where every single year, students of color and faculty of color decide to fuck off for that day and to not come into school, while the white students and white faculty actually attend anti-racist workshops. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was attending school that day or whatever, if I was going there, I wouldn't attend that anyway. I would just be like, this is ridiculous. I'm not racist. Why the hell do I need to go learn to be not racist? I already know what it's like. I live it every day and shit. But this year is different. Where the Day of Absence got kind of flipped around, where it wasn't the students of color and the minorities that weren't going to be there. It was actually going to be the white students and white faculty being told to not go to the college. Instead, so that the students of color and faculty of color could get basically a gigantic safe space from the white folk. And that's where Bret Weinstein had his disagreement. He said that that someone's ability to speak should not be based upon their skin color. And he said it in a very nicely worded email. It wasn't, it was definitely authoritative in terms of his protest, but it wasn't like attacking. It wasn't racist at all. He was saying, I disagree with this. This is, retarded. But I'm pretty sure he was on board with the way things previously were. Like, I don't know where he stands on stuff previously, but you could argue that he probably was okay with students of color leaving for the day, and then whatever anti-racist workshops popped up. I don't have a direct answer for that. I've actually reached out to Bret Weinstein to see if I could interview him because I'm in the area, and he hasn't got back to me yet. But he was on Tucker Carlson, clearly a larger audience, so that's fine. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. But anyway, when he sent this email, there was a backlash. About 50 students protested one of his classes. They huddled around him in the hallway, all had their phones out, all recording or periscoping, and decrying him as being a racist. And he was trying to explain himself, and he says that he wasn't there for a debate, and they're like, you don't have the right to talk, you lost that right, So here are pro-left, apparently people who like to support free speech and so on and so forth. They claim that, it's not actually true. Shouting down a Jewish guy because he said something that they disagree with. And then he says, look, a debate is about winning. Let's have a dialectic, because a dialectic is actually about listening. I listen to you, you listen to me, and that's how we have a conversation. Which he put it in a way that I've never really, I've thought very similar myself, but he kind of espoused it in a way that I thought was more eloquent, and you know, would be something that I think any person out there, any rational person, would be like, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from here. Let's actually like talk about this. No, no, they continued to shut him down. They continued to shut him down to the point of where the cops, the campus police, were called in. Now, the campus police, you know, they're basically at this point being muzzled by the president of the college or the dean of the college, right? The guy in charge. They are currently being muzzled by him. They work under him, and he's basically telling them, stand down, don't do anything, and let these kids kind of do what they're going to do. And he's basically kind of turned over the campus to these protesters that are borderline Antifa. By that, I mean, they have said that if they do not get their demands met, that they will, in fact, resort to violence, that they will bring violence to the campus, which is totally Antifa. But they're greeners. You know what I mean? So it's like, no one's like, no, they're not actually going to do it. No, it's like, they already were. The May Day protests, Antifa was in town burning, I think, trash cans or something. You know, people don't ever want to give Antifa the credit they deserve for their domestic terrorist ways, right? They're turning into what they hate. Anyone, I think any logical, rational human being can see that Antifa, the anti-fascists, have become what they hate. You know what I mean? It's hysterical to watch that play out, and then the left do everything they can to rationalize the behavior of these people, especially in regards to this campus. So basically, Bret Weinstein was told by the local campus police and the actual police not to attend school, not to step foot on campus, because it might not be safe for him to stay home for a day or two, to not go into work. And so when he wanted to hold his class, he went and held it at a park, and about 20 students showed up, and they were all like, yeah, I don't get why anyone here is calling you racist. You're not racist, right? Because again, that's a word that gets tossed around so frequently, that a disagreement over a protest can have you labeled as a racist and get people to try to take down your career. These students are calling for his termination. And given how the dean of the college has been acting, given how he has muzzled the police, how he's basically handed over the campus to these activists that are threatening violence if they don't get their ways, which I'm sorry is pretty much domestic fucking terrorism. Shows you that the likelihood of Bret Weinstein continuing to work at this campus is minimal. I don't think he'll actually be working there for much longer. But I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see what goes on with this. If there is a big protest on campus, again, I am not a great deal away from this place. I drove by it actually yesterday while I was touring the area. It's rescinded back from the freeway, so it takes a little bit to get to. But I'll definitely be out there, and I'll definitely be live streaming it or recording it so you guys can check it out, because this shit is everywhere. And the reason why I was kind of laughing at the beginning is because this is very much a cannibalization of their own. This is where you know that social justice movements and this kind of stuff has gotten to the point of where they know that they're not getting anywhere because of their antics, because of their actions. So now they're actually threatening violence because of effectively throwing a temper tantrum in the process, and then threatening violence. It's just ridiculous stuff. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's going to get out of hand? Do you think that the dean should be removed? Do you think that the professor should just be allowed to do his job? I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. If you haven't already, thumbs up that video, subscribe to the channel, you know, comment everything below. Subscribe if you're new. Check back daily for more content from me. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.